Hey everybody, we're nearing the end of day 4 at Intel Extreme Masters CeBIT, and I'm here with Mokatte, the jungler from Meet Your Makers. So you guys are out of the tournament, but have you been enjoying the event still? You guys have been staying even though you're out of the event?
Yeah, sure, the event is perfect. I mean, for players, we have here everything we need. We have catering and stuff, so it's pretty okay. We have pretty good environment to watch the game. Unfortunately, we have to watch them, not play them after that group stage. But yeah, it's still okay. Just now we gotta watch and learn from the better ones at this point.
About watching and learning, about how much of your time goes into actually studying games with your team rather than practicing?
Yeah, lately it was, I think, our issue a bit. I think we could spend a little bit more time doing that. There was some lack of research. It's kind of obvious thing. You know you have to do that, but everyone gets lazy a bit, and we do research, but I don't think it's 100%. We have to improve on that. That's definitely, and yeah, we're starting from now on.
Alright, do you guys think that you have a disadvantage coming in a little bit just because, like, LCS, I heard the LCS teams don't really scrim you as much as other teams, is that true?
It's not problem to scrim versus LCS teams. It's not like they are closing each other's the environment, and it's not hard to scrim them, but it's a little bit harder to motivate ourselves because they need to scream because they know if they don't scream, if they don't prepare, they will fail the next week, and it's happening every week. So they are, it's comfortable for them. Maybe not comfortable, but they have to do that. And it's harder for us because if we don't scream that given week, nothing happens because we don't play anything by the weekend. There's no much tournaments for, let's call it semi-amateur teams, semi-professional teams. So we just have to put a little bit more motivation into training schedule. But yeah, that's not problem. If you're motivated enough, reaching LCS teams is not harder than it was before the LCS.
Now, even though you guys dropped out of the group stage, you did take a game off Evil Geniuses, so you've shown that you can play against the top-level teams. And all the other games, you actually were doing pretty good in the early game, but had a little trouble closing out advantages. So what do you guys really need to do to buckle down and try to carry out the games? Because you've shown that you're on this on a level that you can, like, playing field with these other teams, but you seem to have a little bit of trouble when you transition to that mid-game. What needs to be changed?
Yeah, I think it's not necessary. It's not the main issue. First of all, winning over EG at this point can be treated as accomplishment. They are not in the best shape, so they have a lot of problems right now. So yeah, we just failed this tournament, and winning over EG doesn't make this look better. About the games, yeah, we won early against Nexus, for example, pretty hard, and then we just made a lot of mistakes. It wasn't one or two or three mistakes; it was a lot of them, and it's purely about too much stress. I'd say we just got emotional. I'm kind of surprised because we're kind of experienced team. We've been to many offline events, but it got shaky at some point. I don't really know why. We gotta figure out why it did happen this tournament and make sure that it will never happen again. And if we don't get shaky and if we don't get too much stressed, everything should be fine from then. Because I don't think we lacked skill or team play. It was just stupid mistakes that happened because of stress.
So it's safe to say emotions actually play a really big role when you come to these live events?
Yeah, of course. It's I think it's good. It's good because online everyone is strong, everyone is chilled, and everyone plays great. But when it comes to offline event, only the best ones can just do what they have to do and turn emotion aside. I mean, don't care about your opponents and just play your game. And it's been our disadvantage this event, but overall I think it's our advantage and it's great about offline events. It's just great.
Now, we just saw Gambit Gaming drop to CJ Frost not too long ago, and they were actually doing okay for a while. They did really well in Game 2. What do you think they could have done differently in Game 3 to win or come back better, if you have any opinion on that?
Well, we were watching that game, and from the opening, this was very long opening. It took like, I'm not sure, but about 3 minutes or something like this before the lane phase started, because they were like started of enemies red, then turned out to blue fight, and Gambit lost that opening pretty hard. It was like 1-2, but they lost a lot. I think middle lane Alex had a really hard time early game against that was Kha'Zix. And yeah, we were watching that, and we wanted to see how Gambit wanna come this back, and they just didn't. It was like we thought that maybe they will teach us something, what to do in that situation, and turns out that you can do very much if you lose that hard. And yeah, the game snowballed. They just lost it. I don't think there was much that they could do.
Now, actually, Millennium pulled off closer games than Gambit in both of their games, especially the second one. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I can't answer to that question, because they played Group A. We were flying to Hanover, so we didn't have any chance to watch any game of Group A. So all I know is just that Fnatic played really poorly, and Gambit went pretty convincing wins. So I don't know about that, but I know that Millennium lost to Pain, I think. That's strange as well. But yeah, sorry, I cannot give you any insight because I just simply didn't see those games.
It's no problem. And as far as the teams that dropped out really early, Fnatic and Evil Geniuses, do you think maybe that was because they were a little burnt out from Super Week?
I don't think that team like Evil Geniuses or Fnatic, they are so experienced teams. They've been to so many events that I don't think that 2 events in a row made them feel uncomfortable. It's just that they have hard time. I think that some of players, I won't name them, but some of them seems like they have hard time switching from meta from Season 2 to Season 3. They didn't transit well, and now they have to find their new picks, new strategies, new playstyle, and that's really hard. I can only imagine that, and yeah, it's more about that, not just that they played 2 big and huge events within 2 weeks.
All right, before we close this out, do you have any sponsors, family, friends to shout out to that have been watching and supporting you guys?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to thank our newest sponsors. It's Azubu and CM Storm. They're great guys. We already met them, and they help us really much. So a big shout outs to them. So yeah, if you wanna win EG, just buy CM Storm stuff. That's all.
Yeah, your jerseys are a lot cooler too, actually. But yeah, that was Mokatte from Meet Your Makers, and this is Ghost of Gamers signing out. We'll be covering you more tomorrow on the final day of IEM CeBIT.